Hey guys, we are live. I'm Jeff here, and I have a brand new guest for you guys. I have Mikhail. I hope I pronounced your name correctly.
Yeah, that works. Mikhail.
All right, awesome. So our guest is here today. We're going to be talking all about Amazon Flex, but real quick, tell everybody in the audience who you are, where you're from, and tell them what it is that you do.
I am Mikhail. I am out of Portland, Oregon, and I create content for YouTube. I focus mostly on gig work, different side hustles, and including Amazon Flex and DoorDash and so forth.
Right, awesome. So yeah, guys, I've made videos in the past talking about working as an independent contractor, 1099, and making money as a courier. This gig we're talking about today is very similar. But instead of working for a courier company, you're working for Amazon Flex, delivering Amazon's packages, right? So that's what
Yep.
we're going to be talking about. So if you're interested in kind of being your own boss, making your own work schedule, and making money on your own time with your own schedule, and kind of being your own boss, that's going to be kind of what we're getting into today.
Yep.
So
Sounds right.
yeah, so tell everybody kind of how you got started doing your gig, working for Amazon Flex. Tell people kind of how you got started because you also have a full-time job and you have a family. So tell everybody how you got started into making these side hustles.
Yeah, I started, well, actually, I got introduced to it by my brother. He's the one that always likes to try something new. He tried it out and he was making good money. And so I was like, oh, as soon as I turned 21, I'm gonna apply. So I waited as soon as I turned 21. I clicked apply and I started working for it. But back then my wife and I we didn't have a kid, and so she could work, I worked, and we both did Amazon Flex after my full-time job. And we were making good money. I was like, let's just keep doing this. And we kept doing it and we made enough to purchase a house, I guess I could say. So it was definitely very helpful.
Wow, so you were able to make a full-time gig, you're working your full-time job, made enough money doing Amazon Flex, and you bought a house. That's
Yep.
congratulations, bro. I'm happy for
Thank
you,
you.
man.
Thank you.
So
Appreciate it.
our guest here is from Portland, Oregon, and he does this maybe as his side gig. And Amazon Flex is like your go-to app, right, as far as
Yeah.
making money. So if
Oh,
you
yeah.
guys want to make money, it's an app on your phone. I have downloaded the app on my phone. I would show you, but I'm shooting a video right now. But so
Yeah.
it's an app you download on your phone. You get to be your own boss. You get to make up your own work schedule. And this guy, our guest here, has made $37 an hour working for Amazon Flex. So tell
Yep.
people kind of in a nutshell what Amazon Flex is. If they've never done it before, they have no experience, working, delivering packages. Tell them real quick what this is.
Yeah. Amazon Flex is very straightforward. It's basically you're working for Amazon, you're delivering the packages that people purchase through their app or through Amazon. Yeah, you're basically an independent contractor. They pay you for a specific shift that you do. So you're the one when you're doing taxes, you're the one that has to write off all your expenses. You're using your own car, and it's basically picking up a package. They give you a route. It's all in the app. Very straightforward. It tells you where to go first, deliver a package there. You scan it, put it on the porch, or give it to the client. Take a picture of where you left it. Then it shows you the next stop, and it's literally just a route. It's super straightforward.
All right. So people they go and sign up. You go to this Amazon Flex warehouse. They load your car up with packages or items to deliver. Then it tells you like stop A, B, C, D. You deliver the packages. You either take a photo or scan them in on the app on your phone showing they've been delivered, and then you
Mhm.
get paid. Pretty simple, right?
Yeah, it's very straightforward. There's really nothing that could confuse you. I mean, there are some things like sometimes if you're delivering alcohol, you have to scan the driver license. But again, the app tells you everything like, okay, choose a passport, driver license, you choose that. Then it tells you what barcode to scan. You scan it. Like the app will literally tell you how to do everything. You just have to not be scared and go do it, I guess.
Yeah, you got to roll your sleeves up and go out and get it.
Exactly.
So basically, you go to the Amazon Flex warehouse. I pulled my app out. I picked up a block or a shift to go pick up packages and deliver them. I get to the warehouse. What do I do next? I load my car up. Kind of explain a
Yeah.
little bit about a day in the life or how you go about doing this gig.
Yeah, so I might be circling back if I remember something, but basically, this is you probably won't be able to see because of how bright it is. But you go in the app, you pick up a shift for whatever time, and it's preferred you show up at least. Okay, you can show up at the exact time or 5 minutes late maximum, but I like to show up 15 minutes ahead. You're usually guaranteed to get a shift because sometimes what happens is they assign too many drivers, and so if you're one of the last people to show up, there's a good chance you might not have to deliver any packages. Which for some people, I guess they wouldn't mind because you do get paid even if they don't have packages. They're still going to pay you for that block. But if you want to get tips, I mean, I recommend showing up at least 15 minutes ahead because there's a good chance you can get your packages. So what happens? I guess you show up to the warehouse, you go inside, and you have to scan your ID. And this is the prime now for the ones that you just pick up, like box packages, because the one that I'm talking about now, you pick up bags with groceries or supplies, whatever people have. The ones you pick up, the boxes, the ones that you pick up, you drive up to the warehouse. You also give the person at the gate your ID, and then they tell you to go in, take whichever lane. You pull up and you wait until they bring a cart to you. Once they bring a cart to you, they let you know you can get out. You get out, you scan all the packages one by one. You put it into your car, and again, you can choose whichever strategy you want to use. You can just throw them all in there. You can put all the all the envelopes in the front seat, which is what I like to do, because the app is going to tell you when you're delivering, like, oh, you're delivering an envelope, or you're delivering a large package or a medium package, and so it kind of helps you out. And so you pick up those packages and then you get going. For the Prime Now, when you show up to pick up the bagged groceries or supplies like toothbrushes and all that, for that, when you go inside the building, you also scan your ID, and then you go into your car and wait until your phone kind of like goes off, an alarm goes off, and it tells you your cart is ready. And it's going to tell you which cart, like cart 37. And so you go back inside and you tell them, okay, it says it's ready for me to pick up. And you tell them which cart it is. They give it to you. They confirm. You take it to your car. You scan every single package, like in the other shift as well. You put it all into your car. This is where I recommend putting the same address together, just so it's easier for you to deliver later. And once you do that, you just click continue, and then your phone is literally going to tell you the route. Like, okay, this is the first stop. Go to so and so, and then you go there. You show up to the place. I might have missed something at the actual warehouse, but is there anything that popped into your head you maybe want me to go over?
No, I just wanted to let people know that if you're scheduled for a block or a shift and you get to the warehouse, they don't have nothing for you to deliver, you're still going to get paid either way. Now, you may not get tips, but they're going to pay you either way. And if you get scheduled for a block and it says a 3-hour shift or whatever, and it says you're going to get paid out $100, you're going to get that $100 no matter what. But remember, you're working as a 1099 independent contractor. So if you have to put gas in your car, toll booths, you have to replace a tire or wear and tear on your vehicle, you're responsible for that. But Amazon has given you plenty of work. And the reason why I like this gig is because you don't need a college degree. You don't need 10 years experience. You don't need like a bunch of seniority and work your way up. As long as you're 21 years old, you have a valid driver's license, and you have a car, you can start work right away, right?
Yeah, and I think also a clean record. I don't know how it goes with like tickets. I did have a ticket, but I think it was more than 5 years ago, but I was still approved. I don't know. I can't guarantee anything on that. I would ask the individual to just reach out to Amazon Flex and find out about that. But I think they do want you to have a clean record. And that's literally all you need. Just to have a reliable car. Think ahead of time to fill up your gas, because just know if you show up to a shift 5 minutes late, they're going to throw you off the block. Then you're not going to get paid if you're late. And if you're late too many times, I think it's 3 times or so, they're going to kick you off the app. And that's actually my brother, the one that showed me about the app. He was kind of careless in the beginning, and he was canceling blocks too late. He was showing up late, and they literally kicked him off. And he tried getting back on. He reached out to them. They're like, no, if we kick you off, we kick you off. You can't go back on. So just be careful about that as well.
Yeah, so our guest here today, you heard him. He said that he was able to make enough money doing this as a side hustle to buy a house. He made $37 an hour when he was out here hustling, working for Amazon Flex. And I saw another newbie person that he was training. Her very first day, she made $270 her very first day on Amazon Flex. So we're live. I want to say hello real quick to Pika Resellers is here. Nina J is here in the house. And we had a quick question from Pika Resellers. Says, do you only get tips for the food deliveries? So tell them the difference between between the two different type of deliveries you do and how you get tips, because that could kind of make or break your whole shift is dependent on whether or not you get tips on doing the deliveries.
Yes. So for the tips, you only get tips for the Prime Now shifts and the Whole Food shifts. So, like I said, Prime Now are the ones that say I'm on the customer side. I go into the Prime Now app and I order something that I want delivered within 2 hours. That's Prime Now. Also, Whole Foods is the same. Whole Foods is obviously a grocery store. And so you order groceries, you're not going to be waiting 2-3 days for your groceries to show up. And so the reason why you get tips for those is because if I'm ordering something within 2 hours, I want it delivered quicker. And so Amazon Flex did it that way where you're ordering, you can also add tips to the delivery driver. And that's why those two type of shifts you do receive tips. For the warehouse ones where you deliver packages that were ordered like 2-3 days prior, you do not get tips.
Okay, but yeah, I mean, when you get tips on your deliveries, that could definitely add up to your income. So instead of getting your base income, you can make more. So yeah,
Exactly.
guys, I have the link down below if you guys want to check it out. It's free to sign up for Amazon Flex, and you could go ahead and get started if you're interested. You get to be your own boss, make up your own work schedule, and get paid. Amazon Flex website just says reserve a block, make deliveries, get paid. It's that simple, right?
That's simple. There's nothing to confuse you. It's literally that simple. The only hardest part, like I said, is to get in. Some markets are very competitive and they don't take on every single driver that applies. And so if you're not even sure if you want to, maybe not, just apply. It might take you 3 months to get in. It might take you a week to get in. And there's nothing wrong with joining and then not doing a shift for 2-3 months. They're not going to kick you off. From
Yeah.
my experience, there's been times where I haven't worked for a month or two and I never got kicked off. So
Yeah, I tried to apply here in Tampa, and it said they had a waiting list. So apparently, they
yes,
had more people applying than they had open spots for. So,
exactly.
it's not like a guaranteed thing. But yeah, tell people kind of like a day in the life of you when you're doing this. If maybe they have a free Saturday or a Sunday, they want to get started on Amazon Flex, and they're like, "Man, I would love to make an extra $200-300 in a day. Kind of be my own boss, making up my own schedule, driving my own vehicle, and kind of delivering packages." Tell
Mhm.
people kind of like a day in the life of what you do once you get there and you pick up your packages to deliver.
Yeah, I guess the day really begins before the day actually happens because you have to pick up a shift, and sometimes the day of it gets a little more competitive. But oftentimes, what
Yeah.
happens is shifts pop up 2, 3 days prior. So I just recommend you go into the app, refresh a few times, just kind of sit there, maybe for 5-10 minutes, keep refreshing. You can put filters like I only want from this time to this time, and just sit there and get a shift ahead of time. And then once you pick up a shift, the day comes. Like I said, I recommend I usually like to leave a little bit earlier. I've been late a few times with my videos, prior videos, but I do recommend leaving a little earlier so you arrive 15 minutes before your shift starts. And once you arrive there, I mean, I kind of already explained what you do, but yeah, you wait for a shift. Wait for a shift to show up, or for them to give me a shift, and then I go inside the building, get the cart, load up my car, do a delivery. And once I'm done with that delivery, they let you do like, one delivery. I like to leave about 30 minutes to an hour between shifts because sometimes what happens is they send you pretty far away to deliver it and it's like a 30-minute drive back and you don't want them to be back to back just in case, who knows, you're late and then it's a headache for you. It doesn't look good for you. Sometimes I've happened where I picked up a shift like an hour before it started and I confused the time by 15 minutes. And so I thought I was showing up exactly on time, but I was showing up 15 minutes late. And so I called Amazon ahead of time. I'm like, hey, this is what happened. I just picked it up. I confused the time. They're like, oh, okay, no worries. It looks like, you've been doing well. We'll just put you in the system that you're going to be a little bit late. So that's totally fine. So like I said, if you're late, give them a call. Worst thing they can say is no, but most likely they'll just give you an extra 15 minutes. Um, yeah, where was I?
Okay. So, do you have any other advice, like when people go to, if they've never done Amazon Flex before, do you have any advice about what kind of car they need to drive, what kind of insurance they need to have? Maybe if
Mhm.
they need a cart or a dolly to help deliver some of the packages. I saw in your videos you have like a little cart to help deliver packages.
Yep.
Is there certain clothes that they should wear because maybe it's raining that day or it's snowing? They need to dress appropriately. What else? What other information can you give us about the job, like as far as
Yeah.
that goes?
Yeah, as far as a car, I mean, just have a reliable car. That's the thing. That Amazon Flex is very lenient about what cars they accept. I think they've said in the past they don't accept like 2 doors, but I've shown up to warehouse. I've seen people show up in 2 doors. It's been no problem. So just have a reliable car. As far as clothing goes, just be ready for any weather. Just have some clothing in the car just in case if it starts raining. But as far as like a vest, Amazon will probably provide you. They've provided me a few vests over the years, and it's nice to have a vest because sometimes when you deliver packages, you don't want people thinking that you're stealing packages because you're showing up on your own car. From the side, some people that don't know Amazon Flex, they might think, oh, who's this guy showing up stealing packages? But in reality, you're delivering. So just have a vest on, look a little more professional, so no one calls the cops on you or something. But um,
Yeah.
yeah, there was another thing you said. There was a car.
Yeah, about
what
the
else?
insurance, your car
Oh,
insurance.
insurance. Yes. So, as far as when I was applying to Amazon Flex, I don't even remember them asking me what kind of insurance I had. I think they just want you to have your own some type of insurance. I just have my own, which is full coverage, just in case, because you're always on the road. It's just spend maybe that extra $50-$60 on full coverage because you never know. Your job is literally driving. Like you don't want things to happen and then you're regretting it. But yeah.
So tell people how much money they can make in a week. I saw this one guy. I'm not going to mention his name, but he was a YouTuber, and he literally made $5,000 in 22 days doing Amazon Flex. So in
Wow.
22 days, he made like $5,000 just doing Amazon Flex. So tell people what your experience, what kind of money they can make getting started delivering packages for Amazon Flex, and then we'll talk about any other tips or tricks or advice to help newbies get started.
Yeah. Like we talked earlier and, mentioned not giving people false hope. The biggest thing is like when you start, the base shift that Amazon Flex usually pays you starts from $18. I was actually just on the app right now. They have a 4-hour shift for $100. So they're paying up to $25 an hour. And it's a very typical thing that happens. Just depends on how many packages they have, and closer to like Christmas time, Thanksgiving time, or Black Friday time, they definitely bump up shifts. I've seen up to $40 an hour just for base pay without tips. So, but when you start off, expect around $18 an hour. And that's if you're, taking your time, you finish it within the 2 hours, within the 3 hours. But my recommendation is just with each shift, try to beat your own record. I mean, obviously don't be throwing packages over fences to be quicker, but I mean, just keep practicing. And from there, it just goes up. Like you mentioned, I made $37 an hour. The reason why I did that is because I've had experience in the past. So I pick up a shift that's a 2-hour shift, say, and I'm like, okay, I look at the time, I'm like, okay, if I go here, there's 5 stops, I can probably do this in an hour. And so I just don't waste time. I make sure all my packages are lined up by address so that when I do show up, I bag it, boom, deliver, take a picture, just keep going. Don't waste extra time, and you won't regret it.
Yeah, guys. So on the website, on the Amazon Flex website, it says you can make anywhere between $18 to $25 an hour. He's able to make $37 an hour, partly because instead of getting paid per hour at a regular 9 to 5 job, you're getting paid to cover a block, to cover a certain
Exactly.
block of hours. So if you finish that block early, let's say it's a 4-hour block, and you get done in 2.5, 3 hours, then you can move on, and you don't have to be, you're not on your feet for 8 or 10 hours a day. It's not like they
Yeah.
say, okay, you're making $15 an hour and you work 8 hours a day. Your schedule is flexible. Like we talked about earlier, you can be your own boss, make up your own schedule, and you may get paid pretty well. Like I said, our guest here said he made $37 an hour and used this extra side hustle money for him and his wife to buy a house. Now, do you
Yep.
have any other tips or tricks or advice that you can help a newbie get started? Like I said, I saw this one lady that you were coaching. She made $270 her very first day. So let's say I
Yeah.
have a full job. I want to get started, maybe do an Amazon Flex as a side hustle, maybe on a Saturday or Sunday. It's a nice day outside. I got nothing going on. I need to make a few extra dollars. What will be your top 2 or 3 tips or piece of advice that you would give to our audience to help them out?
My biggest thing is always like I hear when people are just scared to try out new side hustles. Just give this one a try. Worst thing that will happen is you won't like it, and okay, you'll just stop. There's nothing terrible about that. My Out of all the gig work that I've tried, like DoorDash, Amazon Flex is my priority. I always the tip that I always give to people is like work around Amazon Flex. Pick up a shift and focus on Amazon Flex. When you're done with Amazon Flex, like you said, if you do a 4-hour shift and you finish within 2 hours, you're getting paid for all 4 hours. They're not going to pay you just for the 2 hours. The only bummer about that is you can't pick up another shift until your whole 4 hours are complete. But my recommendation is that 2 hours, say you have left, go and work for DoorDash, go and work for Uber Eats. You can make some extra money while you're also being paid on Amazon Flex. But that's my biggest thing, just work around Amazon Flex. That's like the priority. And then all your other gig work, just work around it.
Yeah. So as long as you guys are willing to hustle, you're going to get a little bit better. You don't have to go full all out, full speed ahead your very first week. But as you
Yeah.
get more used to it and more adjusted to delivering packages to people, you're going to get better at it because you're going to know the routes of how to get there faster, how to avoid the rush hour traffic. And also you said you make a good majority of your money through tips as well. So
Yeah.
do you have any advice on maybe helping people get tips for their deliveries? Because some of these deliveries are like eighth floor of this
Yeah.
apartment complex or something. So tell people about how you make tips. Is there anything that you do extra on your end?
Yeah, just I mean, my biggest thing is just to be polite. I mean, yeah, sometimes some clients are kind of irresponsible with, not leaving the correct directions or like a pin code to get into the building, and it's frustrating because you waste a lot of time. But just be communicative. If you don't have a code to get in, call the person and ask them politely, tell them you're here to drop off their packages. Just be communicative and just don't mess up the how should I say this? Don't mess up the packages, meaning like bend them or stuff like that. Just be very careful with them. Leave them by the door, make them look nice, knock on the door if needed. Just be polite and you'll get tips. That's the biggest thing about it because I mean, right now with like the COVID times, you don't really have a lot of direct contact with people when you're delivering the packages. The only time is literally when you're scanning a driver license, or sometimes it says in the app, deliver directly to customer. Then you have to knock on the door because the app is going to tell you, leave it by the door directly to customer. And then when you drop it off, it's going to ask you, did you leave it by the door? Did you give it to the front desk person? Did you give it to the actual person? So just be polite and I mean, hope you'll get tips that way. I mean, there's been some shifts where I've been like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna get a lot of tips from this one because they were just all over the place and it wasn't good. And then I get so many tips. I'm like, what's going on? And then sometimes I would go to like these rich neighborhoods, nice houses, and then I
Yeah.
barely get any tips. I'm like, okay, I guess that's just how
Well,
it works.
it's just like any other job. You're going to have good days and bad days.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So as long as you guys, if you have a car, you have a driver's license, you're over 21 years of age or older, it's free to sign up and get started. Our guest here has made up to $37 an hour hustling doing Amazon Flex, and he said it's
Yeah.
his number one side gig or side hustle that he recommends. Uh,
Yeah.
so we're, so tell everybody else where they can check you out at on YouTube and Instagram. They want to learn more. They want to find out more about Amazon Flex. You have videos on your channel where you kind of record a day in the life of what you do, what time you get up, how you deliver packages, and all that. Tell them where they can follow you out on YouTube and Instagram.
Yeah, I know when I was starting, I was really afraid because I didn't know what to do when. Just know, you can find me on my YouTube channel. It's MIKHAXL. Also on Instagram. If you guys have any questions, like on YouTube, just leave a comment. I answer all my comments. I constantly, people to this day still have asking questions about Amazon Flex. I'm more than happy to answer. I understand when you're starting something new, it can be a little frightening, a little scary, but I mean, I'll do my best to answer any question you have. And watch. I think I've done like 2 or 3 detailed videos about what to do, where just watch them through, take notes, and you should be good from there.
All right, cool. I want to give a quick shout out to a few people here in the chat. Laura is here. Pika Resellers is here in the chat, and Nina J. So I want to thank you guys in the chat for hanging out with us today. And like I
Thank you.
said, guys, you got nothing to lose. If you want to sign up and you're like,
Nothing.
hey, I need to make some extra money right now, it's free to sign up. You go online to the website, you apply, you put all your information in the system, you get onboarded, and after you're onboarded, you can get out here and start delivering packages and making money. Do you have any
Yep.
final thoughts or words of wisdom that you would leave our audience with, and we'll let you go?
Yeah, don't look at this as if you have to do full time. I mean, like you mentioned, I have a job that I'm working at. I also create content for YouTube, so I don't really always have time to do gig work. But I mean, even if you're like, okay, I have some extra time, go pick up a shift. Like you can do this part time. You can do one shift at a time. You have nothing to lose, and just you don't have to go full time into this. You can go part time. That's the amazing thing about this is like work on your own time, be your own boss, but just also keep track of all your expenses because when tax season comes, you want to write off as many expenses as you can. Obviously, legal expenses, so that when it comes to paying taxes, you can minimize your taxes as much as you can, and not lose out on any mileage that you've driven or filled up your tank or change your oil and stuff like that.
Yeah, guys, I would just say try to get a fuel efficient vehicle. Our guest here drives a Prius,
Yeah.
and his car gets like 50 miles at the gallon of gas. So if you're doing a delivery gig and you're going to be on the road, and here where I'm at in Florida, gas is $4 a gallon. So if you get a car that's fuel efficient, that's going to save some money in your pocket as well. So, anyways, guys, go ahead and follow our guests. All the links are going to be down below for YouTube and Instagram. And like you said, our guest is making $37 an hour just out here hustling, delivering packages for Amazon Flex while being his own boss, making up his own work schedule, and driving his own vehicle. I don't think it gets much better than that.
Yep.
So I appreciate
Exactly.
everybody in the chat for hanging out with us today. And go ahead, tell everybody where you told everybody they can follow you on
Yep.
YouTube, Instagram. All the links
Yep.
are down below. He's more than willing to help you guys get jump started and answer your questions. And like I said, I saw a newbie her very first day. She made $270 her first day, and it's free
Yep.
to sign up. So you got nothing to lose. So I want to thank everybody in the chat for hanging out with us. I want to thank Regina and Zig is here in the chat for hanging out, and Laura. And I will see you guys in the next video. You go ahead and follow our guests if you want to learn more about Amazon Flex and how to get started, what kind of money you can make, all the good stuff. We'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks everybody for jumping on and hanging out. Bye guys. Have a great day. Bye guys.
Bye.